Welcome to the My K-12 Career Abroad radio podcast with career advice and amazing stories from K-12 educators who are working abroad, traveling the world, and living their dreams. And now your host, Dr. Joseph Williams III.
What's up, K-12 Nation? This is Dr. Joseph with the My K-12 Career Abroad radio podcast. Today we have on the show Miss Bianca Paris. Bianca is originally from the country of Canada, and she's currently been working in Kuwait for the past 5 years. Bianca recently completed her master's degree in educational leadership, and she is ready to take the next step in her career as a school administrator. I'm super excited to have Bianca come on the show, so let's go right now to the interview and hear what Bianca has to share with K-12 Nation.
I definitely appreciate you coming on, and I'm excited about our conversation. Just full disclosure for everyone that's listening out there, Miss Bianca is one of my famous superior teachers at Al Bayan Bilingual School and in Kuwait, and I'm super excited about her coming on the show. So, Miss Bianca, you know, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to just talk like we always talk, because you know, you and I always talk. We're thought partners, and we definitely do a lot of brain exchanges already. So this is just a continuation of that. The only difference is that, you know, maybe 10 or 15,000 people will see this. So no pressure.
No, that's great. That's 10 or 15,000 job opportunities. So
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So you can bet that everybody that is out there watching is going to, I think, get a lot from your experience. And I'm super excited about this interview. So we'll start off first and foremost with a question I ask everyone. So just tell us a little bit about Bianca and what's going on in your life and in your career right now.
Okay, so my name is Bianca Paris. I've been at Al Bayan Bilingual School for the past 5 years. Okay. That has been the only school I've been at since I've been overseas. I left directly from the Faculty of Ed, and I just came directly over. I've always wanted to work overseas. It wasn't a second choice for me. It was my first choice. And Kuwait is a place that I've always been interested in coming, so I was super excited when I got the opportunity to come. I started out working in KG1. I worked there for 3 years, and for 2 of those years, I was a grade level coordinator. And now I'm presently a grade 2 teacher. And I've been working with you a lot, Dr. Joseph. You've been my mentor, because as you know, I recently graduated my educational leadership, master's in educational leadership. So I've been having you as one of my mentors. So super grateful for that. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And yeah, because I'm looking right now for an opportunity to get into leadership. So that is the next phase for me in terms of my career. That's the direction that I'm going. So for the 2019-2020 school year, I've applied to a few posts. Still looking for more. So anybody listening, contact Dr. Joseph. He'll let you know how to get in contact with me. So yeah, that's what's going on. I'm getting ready to definitely apply and continue on my education in my doctorate in educational leadership. I really believe in applying the skills. So, you know, I got my master's in educational leadership, so I want to work in that, you know, field, because I believe in applying what you learn right away. And, you know, I do that all the time with professional development, any courses that I'm taking. And I've just always been the one to take initiative and just do things and get things done. So, you know, I just definitely want to have that opportunity to reach more students and educators, you know, from a different platform.
Sounds good. Now, you say you're from Canada. What made you leave Canada? You know, I mean, because according to you, you're saying you never taught in Canada. You received your education there, but immediately after receiving your degree, you made the decision to move abroad and work in Kuwait. Is there a specific reason why you didn't want to work in Canada immediately? And what do you like most about being an international K-12 educator?
So initially, like I've always been working within education. So I started out with my early childhood education degree and diploma.
Okay.
So I've always been working with children, and as I was completing my degree in teaching, I was working as an early childhood educator.
Okay.
Who I didn't want to work in Canada, and that's for several reasons. Like, number one, I'm initially from Toronto. So it's very competitive there in regards to, you know, just getting in. Like, I wouldn't have the opportunity to have a full-time post right away.
Wow.
And yeah, it's just that jam-packed. And if I did want to have a full-time post, I'd have to leave provinces. But at that point, I figure if I'm going to leave the province, I may as well leave the country and just receive more benefits, because at that point I'd be leaving to go to another province, but I'd still have to go and find another home. My family's not going to be in another province, so if my family's already not going to be there, then I may as well just completely go somewhere else where I get more benefits and more opportunities. So I just find within the international field, like, there's just so much more to do. There's so much more to the benefits in regards to, like, healthcare. You know, even as a substitute teacher, if I was in Toronto, I wouldn't have access to a healthcare plan right away. You know, that's something I'd have to work towards. I'll be lucky if I got one. So I just felt it just, you know, I paid a lot for my education. I have a lot of experience. I just feel like I should, you know, get the benefits of what I worked for. And I will go places and take that risk. And that's also part of our leadership. You have to be willing to take the risk. You have to be willing to take the chance. And that's something that I was willing to do. So that's what I did. I knew I would get a great package. I would have the opportunity to be closer to other countries, to explore and to learn and to have different experiences. I knew the professional development opportunities would be greater. And I knew the career advancements would be greater. And even the fact that I had the opportunity to be able to continue with my master's is something, you know, that wouldn't have been as affordable had I stayed in Toronto.
Makes sense. So it's obvious that you're a lifelong learner, because you're not stopping with your master's, you're going on with your doctorate, and I definitely commend you for that. Well, you talked about some of the benefits of living and working abroad. What are some of the downsides of living and working abroad?
I guess really the biggest downside would just be, you know, just being homesick.
Yeah.
And that will happen, especially in the beginning at first. You know, you're not used to your surroundings. You don't know, you know, exactly how to get to the shop. You know, they may not always have your favorite products or items, and they may never carry them. So, you know, those kind of things you may need to realize. I know it's for me personally as well. Like, I just bring my own toothpaste back home. I just find the toothpaste here is just not the same. I don't think they have as much fluoride in it. So I just don't, I feel like my teeth is as clean. So I just make sure I bring enough, you know, toothpaste supply. Like, just something as, you know, as small as that. You know, even the mailing system, if you want to get something mailed from back home, you know, it may not make it just because of the way how the infrastructure is. So, you know, you just want to pre-plan and be aware of those things. But I found with, like, you know, technology, like these video conferencing and things like that, like Skype, Zoom, you know, FaceTime, all these things, you know, you can definitely connect and chat with your family. But that's what really be the biggest drawback, is just that, really. And again, as I said, a few little personal items that you may like from home. It's not always easily accessible, but, like, you know, Kuwait has a lot of things, and, you know, there are a lot of other things that you may pick up that you'll love here and you can't get it back home. So, you know, then the reverse happens.
Absolutely.
But it's super comfortable, as I said. Like, you know, even just certain things that I want and conveniences are here that I won't get back home. Like, the delivery service is outstanding, and it's not even that expensive. Like, food is amazing.
Yes, it is.
I have to, like, cut myself down because, you know, you just get wider and wider.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Having a house cleaner, like, that's not something I would have been able to really afford back home, is to say I'm going to have a, you know, a housekeeper.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
So
So how long have you been abroad? You said 5 years, right?
This is my 5th year now. Yes.
Right. So if you had to do it all over again, if we could go back in time 5 years ago, would you still make the same decision to move abroad and work abroad?
Yes, because I made that decision about 10 years ago.
Wow.
So, yes.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm sure there's people that are out there that are on the fence. They're saying, man, you know, I'm listening to Bianca and she's from Canada. She's now working in Kuwait and she's open to going to another country, but I'm still kind of on the fence. What would you say to people that are listening out there? They're educators, they're interested in working abroad. Maybe they have children and that's something that they're concerned about, or maybe they're just concerned about the safety issue. I know that was the biggest thing I heard when I was talking about going to Kuwait. You're going to Kuwait? And oh my God, that's where Iraq invaded Kuwait. And I was like, that was 27 years ago. I was 22 years of age when that happened. So what would you say to people that are out there listening and watching right now?
I would say I actually feel safer here than I feel at home. Just being honest, you know, there's just, you know, especially being, you know, of like the part of the African diaspora, you know, being here. I mean, there's just a more level of respect that I find that I have here than I would get back in my own country. I'm just being honest, you know.
That's real.
I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent, so I can't say anything about, you know, people who have children. But I do have friends that have children, and their children have adapted well, and they also get the opportunity and benefits too, because then their parents, they said they're able to take their children on more vacations that they would have taken had they been back home. Their children also get to attend school with other children, and they're learning more languages. And some other schools offer, you know, additional languages such as like Spanish or Italian. So their children are learning additional languages and getting that exposure. And so I would say that in that regard. And I would just say, just do it. I mean, if you don't like it, you try it out for the school year. You can always go back home, or you can go to another country. You know, it's not a permanent decision. You know, I'd say at least give the school year, because within the first couple of months, you'll be like, I still don't like it. But like, just commit to it. Just say you're going to do it. You're going to pretend like you like it, even if you don't. And you're going to look for all the positive things.
Yes.
You're going to go and explore the country. You're going to try what they have to offer. You're going to talk to people. You're going to talk to the people in your school. You're going to ask them what they do. You're going to go to events. And you're just going to live the life and live it even better than as if you're at home. Because when you're out, even too, like when I go back to Toronto, now I act like a tourist. And like certain places, no, I'm serious, because I realized I took advantage of living in Toronto. Like I never really went out and really saw what my own city had to offer. Wow. So because I had to be in another country and be that tourist for a while before it became my home, now I go back to Toronto and I appreciate the nature that's there. I was like, oh, it's a concrete jungle. There's so much buildings, but it's like it's an urban green space. Yeah. And then I get to appreciate that more, you know, and I get to see it in a different light. So I would say do the same thing wherever you choose to move to. And then after you still do all of that and you realize it's still not for you, that's fine. That's why you have a passport. Get on the plane and go to where you want to go. Go back to your own country, or go to another country and try it out. You know, like at least you tried. At least you can say, you know what, I tried it and it's not for me, or I tried it, I loved it, or I want to try and go somewhere else. Like I can't imagine myself going back and living in Toronto like full time.
Wow.
For a long time. I can't imagine. I'm just being honest.
No, that says a lot. I mean, and, you know, that resonates with me as well. I've only been abroad for 2 years myself, but, you know, I can't see it. I'm super content, super excited about not only my current position, but what the future holds for, you know, other positions that might be in my future. So, no, I definitely resonate and agree with you on that. What countries have you been to? I mean, you know, you mentioned about the travel opportunities. What are some of the countries that you've been to? Maybe even the most recent one that you've been to.
Okay, so I recently, from the winter holiday, I just came back from Bali, Indonesia.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was.
I bet that was amazing. Yeah.
It was so good. The people are so nice. The weather was awesome. It was just this beautiful greenery. So. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that more, because if you're really into greenery, Kuwait's not the greenest place ever, but it's true. I mean, they're getting better at it. They built some parks, you know, they're really trying to pick up on at least having green areas. So
Yes.
It's been an improvement, especially since the last 5 years. They've come up with like the Boulevard Park. That's really beautiful. Shahid Park. So they're getting better. So
Absolutely.
I just, you know how it'll be. So yeah, I just came back from there. I've been to Spain. I've been to Amsterdam, Iceland, all the GCC countries except Saudi. So Bahrain, UAE, Qatar, Oman. Oman's one of my favorite places.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, I was just recently in Oman, and you're right. I could do a whole show. I will do a whole show on Oman. It was that amazing. So yeah, I definitely. And you talk about a country that does it right as far as greenery and things of that nature. They get it right.
Yeah. So when you're ready to talk about Oman, I'm ready to talk about Oman too. I love Oman.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one together. We'll do that one together. That'd be good.
Yeah. I have a lot to say about Oman. I love it. I've been to Thailand, and that's courtesy of the school. I went there for some professional development. Same thing with Bahrain. Bahrain was on the courtesy of the school for professional development. I've been to India. That's top. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Cuba, but that's not from being here. But the ones I listed initially was just through being here. Just because it's a lot closer and it's a lot more affordable, you know, to go from here to most of the African countries. I've been to Egypt, Kenya.
Wow. You saw the pyramids. Wow. Okay.
I did. I even went inside one. So that was awesome.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, that's definitely on my bucket list.
Valley of the Kings and Queens in Luxor.
Okay.
That's up. Yeah.
That's amazing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Bianca, I want to thank you so much for coming on our show and sharing your experiences of working and teaching abroad. But before you leave, I want you to give some words of wisdom to whoever might be watching or listening, and then tell us how we can keep in touch with you, and then we'll say goodbye.
Okay, so I would just say, you know, if you're thinking about coming abroad, just do it. You know, don't just waste your time thinking about it. Apply to some jobs and, you know, see what you get, and just go with, you know, what you think might be best suitable for you or you and your family. I know your family, you know, at home may try to talk you out of it, and that's just due to just a lack of knowledge. They're not aware of what's actually going on. Yeah. And especially if the person who's telling you not to go has never been there themselves, then I don't know if that's the best person to try to get advice from, you know, because they're just not experiencing it, right? So, you know, they're just going off of what they've heard off of the media or anything like that. And that's not always necessarily accurate. So if you're interested in going to a school, ask whoever, you know, may want to hire you. Just be like, hey, can I get in contact with a few of your teachers or, you know, some different administrators throughout the school, and talk to those people one-to-one. Like, they will tell you, you know, exactly what's going on. They'll be honest with you. And, you know, look for any YouTube clips or anything that you may find. Just do your research, and don't be listening to people that are not there, you know, because they're not going to give you accurate information, and that's just what it is. So just do it. Just do it. You know, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And to be in contact with me, I'm on Instagram. My Instagram page is jess.b, like B-E-E, like a bee.
Okay.
.updates. That's with an S. So you can follow me there on Instagram and, you know, get in contact with me there. And of course, if anything else more specific or anything like that, I could, you know, send a message on the page and get my email or my phone number from, you know, Dr. Joseph if there's anything more specific, or send me a direct message on Instagram. I'll be happy to get back to any of you if you have any questions or concerns. Definitely looking forward to doing that and connecting with you guys.
Awesome. Well, we want to wish you all the best as it relates to your job search for that admin position. I have no doubt that you're going to be successful in that regard, and I wish you well in your endeavors and your next stop, wherever that might be, if it's in Kuwait or if it's in the Far East or maybe even South America, who knows. We wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph.